This Halloween, party with your favorite monsters during Halloween Horror Nights.
Welcome into the fog, everybody. I am Wolfman Rob, the show where we have all kinds of Halloween Horror Nights fun over here, man. Appreciate you hitting that play and coming over here to hang out with me in the fog. This week's episode is going to be dealing with a special slasher icon by the name of Jason Voorhees from the Friday the 13th franchise. We're going to look at the history of said character and franchise at Halloween Horror Nights, as well. Maybe we'll talk about future. We're going to talk walkthrough and all that stuff, man. We're going to watch a walkthrough. All kinds of fun stuff to talk on this week's episode of Into the Fog. Let's jump into Friday the 13th and Jason Voorhees at the Halloween Horror Nights event, starting with the first appearance of the horror icon at the event itself in 1992. Unconventional. Normally it's like a house, scare zone, something like that. No, the first time we see Jason Voorhees at the Halloween Horror Nights event was, again, in 1992 with Bill and Ted's Excellent Halloween Adventure. The character shows up as one of the bad guys, and there comes from the phone booth. That character shows up with other classic, iconic slasher icons. Same thing happens the very next year, 1993, with Bill and Ted's Excellent Halloween Adventure 2. Again, Jason shows up as one of the bad guys from the phone booth and all that stuff, man. So, again, unconventional way for the character to show up in the parks, I know, but that is where it begins over there with Jason. We go 3 years with nothing from Jason Voorhees at the event. And then in 1996, the character returns in an unconfirmed fashion, but it has been reported that Jason was part of the Universal's new House of Horrors house. This was the house that was double-sided. So one side was classic Universal monsters. The other side was like more modern at that time, of course, 96, modern Halloween killer slasher icons and all that stuff. And Jason was possibly in that house. Again, very unconfirmed. It's not fully sure if the character was in there or not, but it was reported. So we're going to report it here as well. Nothing in 97 in Orlando, but this is where the iconic slasher Jason shows up for the first time in Hollywood, man, with the Crypt Keeper film vault in 1997 over there in Hollywood. Basically just like showed scenes of movie stuff and all that stuff. So that's where they show up again. Doesn't show up again in Hollywood for 10 years. Until 2007 is when it returns. Had to pause there. South Carolina math, had to make sure. But 10 years before it shows up back in Hollywood. So we go back to Orlando in 1998. The character returns after taking a year off and is in Universal's Museum of Horror, Unnatural History. Again, this is just like the one we talked about a moment ago with the new House of Horrors, double-sided house, Universal monsters on one side. The other side has modern, real-life serial killer stuff on that side, and Jason was involved in that side with the Jason in New York sewer from the description I was getting there. So had the New York scene in there for Jason. Then gone again until 2001 when the character returns in Orlando with Boogeyman show. This is a show. It is in the theater. They play clips from something called the Boogeyman the Killer compilations, like a DVD, I guess, or DVD set or VHS set or whatever kind of set, but they were showing clips of classic iconic horror movie scenes, all that stuff in one of the theaters there. And of course, Jason was shown in screen there. Also in 2001, this is unofficial, but in 2001, part of Superstitions. This was a house that was based on, of course, superstitions and urban legends. And of course, Jason and Friday the 13th are a superstition, paradecaphobia or something like that. Very long word. Also a Fozzy song if you want to look it up, but that was the fear of Friday the 13th and all that. So again, unofficial, but it's been reported, so we're going to report it here as well. The character not in 2002, but in 2003 returns in Orlando in All Night Die-In. This was at Islands of Adventure when it was over there for a little bit. This was the Director's Drive-In movie theater house. And in that, we visit Camp Crystal Lake and have a scene with Jason Voorhees and all that stuff in there. Now, 2007 is where the big thing comes for Jason, and this is Friday the 13th Camp Blood. Carnival of Carnage, that is the event there. This is a tie-in to the entire franchise of Friday the 13th. The setting is Friday the 13th Part 2, so Baghead Jason will be part of this event, but most of the franchise is in there. We've got Jason's mom in there. Uber Jason from Jason X is part of the house as well. All kinds of fun things going on there with Friday the 13th Camp Blood. I did say 2007. That is right. It returns in Hollywood at this point in time as well. Before we say that, Jason's not in Orlando again until 2015. So 2015 is when he will return in Orlando, but the character is over here in Hollywood, man. It's hanging out in Hollywood, trying to become big and famous over there in Hollywood. So they had Camp Blood housed in 2007 as well as 2007. The character was part of the Terror Tram Horror Comes Home. They had a section for Camp Crystal Lake. Also, Camp Blood will return in 2008 as well. Terror Tram, the Nightmare Tour, has Jason in 2008 as well. I've seen some photos and stuff of that and everything. Again, had their little Camp Crystal Lake area and all that stuff. Seen Jason back there around the Psycho House and everything. Pretty cool, right? Pretty cool thing to envision and all that good stuff, man. Like it was a cool deal. Like it's a cool deal, man. Let's see. Nothing in 2009. The character returns in Hollywood for Friday the 13th Kill, a Jason Kill in 2010. This was based on the 2009 film, which is, fun fact, my favorite Friday the 13th film. So that's cool, man. They had a house based around the 2009 film, and it's just cool. That's cool. Like, I enjoyed that film. Like, you get to go underground in the tunnels and all that stuff in the movie and all that stuff. Like, that was cool stuff too. You know, hearing the descriptions and reading the descriptions of all that. Like, that's awesome. From there, the character does not return for 6 years. We'll get to there. But Jason, he's gone, right? Not in Orlando. Not in Hollywood. Where did Jason go? Jason went to freaking Japan, man. Jason's flying around. There's Camp Crystal Lake everywhere, apparently. So in Japan, they had the Jason's Bloody Diner in 2012. Friday the 13th, Jason's Blood Diner 2 returns in 2013. And then in Friday the 13th, 2014. So 3 years in a row there is hanging out in Japan. Jason got a residence over there, found a lake he liked over there in Japan, called it Camp Crystal Lake and all that stuff, and hung out in Japan for 3 years, man. Not a ton of information when I was looking up descriptions on this one, but that's cool. It's cool to know the character is over there in Japan's Halloween Horror Nights event. Has not been at Singapore's event. So where do we go from there? We're traveling back to Orlando for 2015's event. That's right. Jason has returned. This time, he's brought a friend or a foe with a big old battle on his hands with Freddy versus Jason as a house at the Halloween Horror Nights event in 2015. From the cursed Camp Crystal Lake to the nightmarish Elm Street, awake or asleep, you'll find yourself caught in the middle of an epic battle where the winner's reward is you. So that was a big time house there, man. That movie, I enjoy that movie. That's a good fun time movie. And for that to be turned into a house, that will be the one we look at. Not the one in Orlando. Couldn't find a video of that one, but Freddy vs. Jason is what we'll be looking at for this one. I did find videos of it on YouTube, but it's like cut down. Like Orlando's recording is like you can do like highlights of the house and all that stuff. They don't really let you do full videos. I think nowadays they do, like media events nowadays they do that stuff, but it still seems like shorter amount of times because the other videos I found in Hollywood much longer. So we'll look at that. But 2015 is where Jason is at there, and then Jason's also part of the All Night Die-In double feature in 2015. And that's it. Jason's not been back to Orlando since 2015. Now, going back to Hollywood, 2016, they get themselves a Freddy versus Jason house over there. And we're going to do the walkthrough of that one, but of course, as the film, based on the film, Freddy versus Jason. And then 2017, the character is there for Titans of Terror. This was a maze that will assault your sensibilities as you descend into the forbidden realms of iconic horror monsters and discover the places where their deprived legacies were born. This was a trifecta house with, of course, Jason, Freddy, and Leatherface all involved in that house, man. So 2017, Titans of Terror. Also 2017, Titans of Terror had a tram that was hosted by Chucky, the smallest of terrors, but just as menacing as those three and just as important as those three, man. So that is it for Hollywood as well. So Jason's history, It's all wrapped up around there in 2017. It hasn't been back in Hollywood since 2017. Hasn't been back in Orlando since 2015. Hasn't been in Japan since 2014, and has not been in Singapore, man. So we're going to talk about the possibility of the future of Jason after we watch these walkthroughs, man. But we got some fun videos to check out. So let me go ahead and share said screen. I found a pretty cool video here that we're going to play first. So let's go over here. Boom. Presenting 3, 2, 1, go. There's a little stinger at the end there too, man. So awesome promotional video. We had to include that one in here, man, because that's just freaking cool, right? And that's a good decision on them there. Love their promotional videos, and most promotional videos are always the things I look forward to. When they make these announcements, like, let's see what these cool promotional videos they do in there. Of course, I got you hyped up for the house. Again, that was the Orlando one. We're going to do the Hollywood house. So in the moment, we'll be walking through that house. All right, so Freddy versus Jason house, Hollywood. And now, something I did not mention when I was talking about these houses is that the ending of the house could change. Now, of course, in the film, it had its own set ending to it, but in this house, there's a separate ending. Either Freddy could have won or Jason could have won, depending on the time that you went through the house or the run you went through the house, that it would end up changing back or forth, or which one it would end up being throughout the events run at the thing, which I think is awesome. It's a cool thing. As to experience, I remember the Legends Collide Universal Monsters house did that I got to experience, man. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this and watch this video over here. This is going to be from Theme Park HD. We watched a couple of their videos before. In 3, 2, 1, here we go. Maze entrance. See, so again, they call it mazes over there in Hollywood as opposed to houses over here. Craven Industries. That's freaking awesome. I love that. Obviously, Wes Craven tie in there. Love that freaking Easter egg. That's awesome. Come on, man. Good facade, man. Good facade. Let's go in here. Whistling is interesting. Good work, man. Good theming. Oh, look, Freddy. There's Freddy just chilling down there. All right, checking, putting out the vibe, I guess. Or is he supposed to be burned? I guess that's the idea here with the kids over there. Okay. Okay. Good theming, man. Good theming. Oh, snap. There he is. First scare of the evening. There you go. Is that supposed to be baby Jason? Wow, that's something. Oh, it went away. Dang it. I mean, it's going to happen when these walkthroughs to the houses. While we're there, strobing lights, all that stuff, language, be on the lookout. Gore, violence. Oh, Freddy's back. Whoa. That's Jason as well? I don't remember that scene from the movie, so I guess they're doing their own thing with this house as well. It's not just full-on movie, so that's cool. I hear that. Oh, holy crap. What is that? Wow. Hold on, man. I guess we're heading to Crystal Lake now? Is that what this light means? All right. All right, we're in. Yeah, it looks like we're in the woods now. Okay. Yep, here we go. Crystal Lake. We're entering Crystal Lake. Is that Jason's mim? It's Jason's mother. All right. Got a grave with Jason's mask. That's dope. Just standing there menacing. All right. All right. Well, okay. Yes, you can just stand there menacing. Very bright in here, by the way. Interesting choice. Wow. 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 That one kind of looks like Michael Myers. I wonder if that's supposed to be Michael Myers. Yeah, I don't remember this in the movie either. So, okay, they're definitely doing their own thing. Unless I don't remember the movie worth of crap. They're definitely doing their own thing. Holy moly. All right. Jesus. All right. Calm it down, Jason. Dang. I'm just passing through, man. I'm just passing through. I haven't done nothing wrong. Mirror. Yep. Always say hi to yourself in the mirror. Say something nice to yourself. Okay, there's mom's head. Jason's mother's head. All that candle wax. Holy crap! What are you doing here? So iconic, man. Wow, there's Jason. Oh, somebody got scared. Somebody got scared. Love it. Look at all these freaking bodies just hanging around. This is tough to walk through. Holy crap. There's Jason. Freaking Freddy. All right, they're coming from both sides at this point now. All right. All right, now we're getting intense, man. There's bodies hanging from the ceiling everywhere, back and forth. Got all kinds of noises going on. They're jumping out each side. All right, red light throw. This is anything like the Jason thing. This is going to Freddy's. Oh, there's the classic thing. There's the classic Freddy ride. Again, very bright. Why so bright? I guess because it's bright outside. Wow. Wow. Yeah, they're probably outside. Wow. Jeez, the detail. Ugh. Kind of gives you the heebie-jeebies. Whoa, that's a good one. Mirror. See, remember that last mirror? Nothing happened, but this time a mirror happened. That's cool. And Jason's and Freddy's worlds, but going back and forth. Another mirror. Just hanging out. Just staying calm in the corner, putting out the vibe. Part of the wall club. I get it. I was part of that wall club too. It's all right. That's cool. Glitter room. Nice. We're in your world. All right. Oh, Jason's in your world too. Is this still the boiler room? Looks like there's Jason coming at him. Wow. Oh. Oh. Jeez. Again with the double scares, man. Good call. I don't remember her part of the movie. Uh-oh. That guy's having a bad day. You know, he's just hanging out and just having a bad day. He'll try around noon and it was poking at him, I guess. Jeez. What a violent house. Love it. Absolutely love it. Jason again. Freddy again. Jeez, back and forth right there. All right, and then we got Jason at the end. He's got Freddy's head. All right, much like the... Oh, this is going to move. That's awesome, dude. That is awesome. Good call. All right, and now we're outside. All right, again, thanks Theme Park HD for putting that online for all of us to enjoy who didn't get to go to the event itself, man. What a house. Like that was cool, dude. Like that was a pretty cool house, man. I wish I would have got to experience that. That was the Hollywood one. I can only imagine what the Orlando one was like. Again, you can only see bits and pieces of that online. I'm gonna have to go check that out later. I want to give you all the full experience there, but that was cool, man. Like it seemed like they did parts of the movie, but like put their own spin on it from classic parts of the franchise and everything. Like that was awesome. What an awesome house. Let's see. So we're talking Jason on this one because one, got a good history there at Halloween Horror Nights. Two, Jason is rumored to be returning at the event this year at Halloween Horror Nights. Um, which I'm all for. Like that would be cool to experience at Jason House. I've become more of a fan of the Friday the 13th franchise as the years have gone by, and just to be able to see that iconic character freaking coming at you with the machete in those houses or something like that would be cool. And I would be all for something like that for sure to be here. And we can do that. Then we can probably do Crystal Lake later since Peacock is doing that show. Like it's cool. Like we can get a bunch of Jason stuff at some point in time here throughout the event. So that's kind of what we're looking at, man. It's rumored to be there at this year's event. I can definitely see it coming back at some point in time now that they're doing that Peacock show. Of course, Universal, NBC. So it'll be much easier then at that point. But we've seen Jason pop up in other places and all this stuff. They just have something called the Jason Universe now and all that. And Jason was just in like it was a Warner Brothers video game, but it was like a Warner Brothers video game. So Jason's popping up in places. So who's to say they wouldn't let Universal Studios do a Jason house, man? It has a history there at Halloween Horror Nights and all that. So I'd be all for it, man. That'd be cool in my books. Let me know. Are you wanting to see Jason at Halloween Horror Nights again? Are you wanting to see the iconic slasher coming at you and going at you and all that stuff? I had some photos saved. They wouldn't come up, but he had some cool merch back in the day too, like especially a Freddy versus Jason shirt. I see that on my buddies when we've gone to Halloween Horror Nights together. They've worn that shirt. So It's cool to me, man. Like, what a house. What a house. That was such a fun vibe house, man. What the hell? I want to experience that. But that's going to do it for this week's episode of Into the Fog with Wolfman Rob. Appreciate you coming over here. I like to do that on my movie show, and I do it here now as well to remind you that you matter. You're awesome. You're capable, incredible things, man. Chase your goals, chase your dreams, believe in yourself, and have a good time, man. Love yourself. Put love, put positive vibes out there in the world. And just always remember that you matter, that happiness can be found even in the darkest of times if one only remembers to turn on the light, man. Appreciate you hanging out with me. If you do me a favor, hit that like, subscribe, share, all that stuff, help the channel grow. Be much appreciated. We'll be back with more fun things in the fog next time.